through the roof. And now we would like to invite, obviously you know about this, and let me flip my page. Now we have the head of AI Assistant Universe from T-Bank, Anna Podobrazhnych. Welcome, Anna, to the stage. And this is the final presentation of PhD 2025. Hi everyone. I really like my title. I'm head of universe. AI Assistant Universe, but usually I say I'm head of the universe. So let us talk about the future. Imagine a child 10 years old comes home, sits down, does homework, they cannot do math, maybe some kind of problem. Instead of asking help, going to his mother, asking for help for her solution, trying to solve quadratic equations, he opens laptop, asks smart assistant and gets the explanation on how to solve those problems, finish up the homework, plays video games or other games, goes to sleep and asks his smart phone to tell him a new fairy tale. And this is not exactly the future in the future. That's the future we're living right now in the present. Children are surrounded by GPT-based products and they used so much more compared to adults. Today, I would like to discuss popular products among children, how they use them, how to provide security for these products, and what future holds for us. My name is Anna Podobrazhnych. I'm head of AI Assistant Universe. We create those assistants in T-Bank, obviously for children too. And I will be talking about how they use these products. What do children like globally in the world? There are three main areas. First, before coming here to give the presentation, obviously I watched and rewatched all the research we have with our products. I was able to talk to a few children I know personally and ask them, what do they use? Everyone told me that they use ChatGPT and similar chatbots. Children use ChatGPT for anything. They know that they can ask AI to retell them a history paragraph, or ask for an essay, or generate a meme, which they will share as if it was their own. If we are accustomed to the word Google, meaning to find information online, then our children use ChatGPT or other services and ask it in a very natural language, and then they get answer for their specific question instead of reading books and going through links. Many people, many children are so accustomed to voice assistants, and this is also the future. This is also what will affect our products. Second area are characters. There's a character AI, status AI services, and you can talk. You can generate your own character, and you can talk to a celebrity, AI celebrity, maybe historical celebrity, ranging from Taylor Swift to Napoleon. 20 million users per month and about 200 million visits per month. Absolutely amazing involvement and engagement. And Russian teenagers are also involved here. There's a status AI. It's a different application, but it became absolutely viral among Russian teenagers. It's a Twitter with AI characters where you play with AI, you create a famous character from a movie, book, anime, and you have their social media from their perspective. You make comments, you make posts. Less than in a month, this service mounted more than 1 million users and more than 500,000 people use it every day. So absolutely amazing engagement. And finally, that's creativity. Children really love creating new things using AI, from fairy tales with their own pictures to full-fledged musical videos, which they create together with AI assistants. And actually, AI helps decrease the threshold of entry so that there are more and more child creators, children creators. You do not have to go to the university to create a masterpiece. You just have to describe what you want to create, and then you'll be able to get the final result and you upload it somewhere. And this is what children do, and that's actually quite a lot. This is what we do in T-Bank. We have AI assistants. One of them is for children. And we started like many other, it was just a text-to-text conversation, something similar to GPT, and children could talk to AI. Then we analyzed more than 1 million queries made by children for our assistant, just to understand what children care about. First of all, most children just go there to learn something new facts. And children are super curious. They are curious about everything. Technologies, dinosaur, art, painting, absolutely any topic. And this is understandable. They do not have to go into very boring and long encyclopedic articles. They want to ask a simple question and get a simple answer that they can understand on any topic. Second is homework. 25% of children, when we had this survey, they asked for questions, usually for math, science, physics. We try not to give out the answer so that they have no idea what they did. They just show the homework, but they do not know how to do this. We try to use leading questions and help them learn instead of just giving the answers. And we were worried that they would not just use it. But actually, when we started this survey, the number of children who use this for homework purposes increased, which means they actually want to understand the problem, not just get the answer. And finally, financial activity. Children often ask how to get money to buy a smartphone. This is what they usually want to buy. But we also can see different trends among children, and we've created 2 more functions in order to see how they will use, well, if it's popular and trendy among children or not. You can talk to one of the classmates. It's AI bot named Danya, and he uses this Zoomer language. Or you can talk to Benny the dog, who basically is an analog of Tamagotchi, which we used to play when we were much younger. One of these things worked so much better than the other. What do you think? People wanted to talk to different characters by raise of hand. 2, 3, 5, 10 people. And who thinks that it was image generation? A little bit more. Actually, I thought that it would be about characters, but there is a very big difference with images. Children generate 9, 10 images per day, and I thought it would be 1, 10. I did not expect it to be 9 or 10. I thought maybe 1 or 2. They generate animals, anime characters, and I like 2 points. They like to generate memes. If you look at the top right, there's a badger. Maybe you saw this reels that was viral on TikTok, and there was a funny music with the badger. Or maybe what's popular now on the top, on the bottom left, is Crocodilo Bombardilo. Do you know about this? Well, we have the expert audience here. And children really like to generate these images. What also amazed me on what to create, they had a lot of poop. And, well, these are children, obviously, but you think, is it okay? Is it okay to draw, to generate images of poops? Do we actually have to do this? And here we approach the next topic. What is security in terms of generative products for children? What is okay and what is not okay? Here are a few examples. And what we use and what's used globally to provide safety and security for children products. So because this is very sensitive, and probably we should remove all the insecure problems because this is very sensitive. First, what you should do is to filter content, both input and output. So what does it mean? Probably it's much easier to filter the input, what they ask you. Maybe they want to talk to an 18 plus topic, and we say, well, you probably should talk to your parents. I cannot help you. Let's talk about something else.
But instead, I can tell you more about dinosaurs. Well, this is quite straightforward, but there are situations when the kid is not actually asking anything that is unsafe, but potentially the very generative model, the product, can generate some response that is not safe. So it's important that we filter what the model shows to the child, and it's important that we read the answer before we show it to the child. Because there are situations when some things can go wrong and the child can say, well, we are through the first filter, but the answer may still be unsafe. Let me focus on the following. When you generate pictures, you've got to give special attention to the pictures. I've shown you some examples of pretty safe pictures, but yet we looked at them and we thought, well, this is on the verge. I mean, we would not want to move towards something even less safe because, you know, the kitten pastries are very ambiguous. Now, the idea is, as it is in any text, before you show a picture, we've got to check out what we've drawn, whether it's okay or not, and then to move on showing or not showing it and say what else we can generate. But this is a very fine line because the pictures are sometimes drawn in the most unpredictable way, even if the requests are completely safe. Like, for instance, when we tested all kinds of models and try to understand how this function will work, we just tried to generate a mother. So our request was draw a mother. So that was at the testing and development stage. So we had a topless breastfeeding mother in her underwear with a caption, mother, right? That is not exactly what we should show the child. Then also you can generate a picture, and many models work in a way that they first transfer the request into English, and then they make a picture. So if a child comes and asks to draw a big black cock, well, if you know English very well, you will understand that's not exactly what AI is going to show, right? So we spend quite a lot of time to filter, to make sure the entire team of ours and all the staff members ask all kinds of questions to make sure we're not doing or showing anything unsafe to children. And in fact, we then share these functions with very scarce people and tested every picture visually. The third area that is important in terms of safety is parent control. That's the service I was talking about in the beginning, a character AI service that's generating communication with the characters. It already has introduced the weekly report showing the parents how long kids spend in this service, what characters they communicate with. That is to ensure the transparency of what kids do in the kids' AI and what exactly they read. And that keeps the parent updated. Well, to me, the most important and interesting subject is the following one. I've told you what is popular with the kids, how kids use it. That's all right. They generate pictures. That's fine. That's just picture generation. They like fishes. That's fine too. So how does this impact our future? Let us remember the very first case. Here is a kid who came home, did his homework with a smart assistant, and the smart column told him some nice fairy tale, coming up with his own characters and plot. And this child grows, and in the adult world, he encounters a need. He realizes he has a need to guess how to submit a tax declaration, or to read the big articles on how you start your individual entrepreneur. entity. I mean, when you grow in an environment when everything is so simple and so clear, you just ask a question, you get an answer that is clear right away, it will be difficult and strange doing things differently at an older age. I mean, we grew up with cell phones, we're used to calling on cell phone. Now we come to the office and they tell you, well, it's pigeon mail now. We'll be at least surprised, or we'll look for a job elsewhere where they have cell phones and you can use stuff you're used to using. So the products we are using now, that we're used to right now, will have to change in the future in order to adapt to the audience they are going to serve, because it's going to be the audience that grows and will have different habits from what we are used to now, or they will lose a significant number of people. I've highlighted 3 major categories, which I believe are going to choose among the first ones. In the first place, it's education. A lot of cases using GPT-based products with the kids have to do with education. Children already use big language models, the generative products, to learn things together, to understand the topics. Each of us can learn a new skill from scratch by just sending a message to GPT chat and asking it to be my personal tutor, to explain how things get done. However, the grown-up kids that will grow up and turn into adults, why will they have to listen to generic lectures and to solve the test relying on the generic model, especially when education is not that indispensable and you can just turn to generative products and create your own customized education for yourself? Here, the paradigm is now we're learning, everyone is learning the same thing. Now it's going to be customized in the future. So the teacher's role is going to be in helping the child to learn information together with artificial intelligence and to critically assess the answers and not to just trust everything AI says, because oftentimes it can pretty much come up with lies and we may be drawn into believing it is true. It is not. Another big direction is interfaces. All the digit-based interfaces with complex catalogs with a lot of filters will be going into the past. We're moving on into talking natural language. I mean, you want to buy an air ticket and you want to fly places in July, wherever. You don't know that either yet. So you just want to fly someplace over the weekend. So instead of making a huge search to filter the tickets to find the most profitable subjects, you come to see the smart assistant and you put in a text or a voice message saying, in July, I want to go places where it's warm, I don't have a visa, find the best offer for me. The smart assistant will do everything for you. It will do a lot of search for you. You just get the information, get the result. You get the information as if somebody else has done this routine work for you. And looking into the future, not only do you get the links to the tickets you go and buy, but also artificial intelligence can come to this website, buy the tickets for you, and bring you the tickets with your permission. The next big area I want to share is, I told you, kids have a lot of focus on creativity together with artificial intelligence right now. So everything that's related to content generation is going to be closely linked to artificial intelligence. I'm talking about professional tools like Photoshop, where you can modify a picture. There is no need to sort out the jet by yourself single-handedly. You'll need to highlight some area and say, well, look here, I want to change something, or programming. You don't need to write the coding by yourself with the smart assistant. You can ask a question in natural language and you can get a tip instead of reading lots of fora and seeing how you can handle this mistake. It is also true of non-professional services where you have content creation and social networks, marketplaces, classifieds. I mean, you want to sell something, you want to post an announcement on selling it, you need to fill out a description, and it's like writing an announcement. I'm selling an iron, it's cool, it's clean, I did not use it long. Why care about this? Artificial intelligence will do this for you. It will come up with an announcement to make sure It includes all the necessary information right away. Now, I have here mentioned 3 dimensions that are going to change in the future. Well, naturally, there are many, many more of them in the future. But what's going to happen in the future? If you want to see how the world is going to change in several years' time, let's see what interests kids these days and check how this is going to impact the products we're used to today. Thank you. Thank you. I have my Telegram channel where I talk more about artificial intelligence, and I will be happy to answer your questions somewhere there by the flag. The universal manager of AI assistants. Anna Podobrazhная. In my young age, Jean-Claude Van Damme with a fellow actor fought for who was going to do the final podium steps. Well, you did not have to fight. Positive Hack Days, you concluded this, and it was about children. We started with children, we end with children. That's great. Hooray.